Welcome to Study Loop.
In problem 8, we're going to be comparing the number of games won by each league. We have two leagues here, the American League and the National League, for baseball games for the years 1970 to 1993. At the 0.05 level of significance, we're going to see whether there is sufficient evidence to conclude that there's a difference in the number of wins. So the first step is to state the null hypothesis, then get the critical values, rank the data, then work out the value of Z to make a decision whether to reject or fail to reject the null hypothesis. So in our case, the null hypothesis H naught is that there is no difference in the number of wins. And the alternative hypothesis is that there is a difference in the number of wins. And in both cases, we're comparing the two leagues. Next, we state the critical value, and in our case, the critical value at the 0.05 level of significance is plus or minus 1.96. Next, we're going to give the ranking for each win, and here are the rankings for the American League and for the National League. So after getting the ranking, we need to find out the sample size for the smaller sample. And in this case, the smaller sample is for the National League, and we have 11 wins and 11 samples. And then for the American League, we have 12. So we're going to get R, we're going to sum the ranks for the National League. So it's going to be 2.5 summed all the way up to 22.5. And the sum is 125. Next, we get mu R from substituting the values of n1 and n2 into the formula, and that yields 132. Mu R is obtained by substituting the values into the formula, and we get 16.24. The value of Z, the calculated value of Z, is going to be obtained from the substitution of the values that we have just obtained, that is 125 minus 132 divided by 16.24. And when you work that out, you will get negative 0.4308. Now we can compare our value of Z to the critical value of Z. And the negative 0.4308 is greater than negative 1.96. If we can sketch the distribution, you'll find that the critical value is negative 1.96, and this is the critical region, while our our calculated value is negative 0.4. So negative 0.4308 does not fall in the critical region, and hence we make the decision to fail to reject the null hypothesis. And in this case, since we failed to reject the null hypothesis, we can conclude that there is not enough evidence to reject the claim that there is no difference in the number of wins in the two leagues.